Hi, this is our training on our heating system efficiency test. And of course, with everything that's going on in the world, we have to watch videos for training rather than doing it, face to face live in a house. But with all of that sadness going along, I figure I'll raise your spirits a little bit. And I'm going to ask you a question. Why did the robber break into his own house? Because he was working from home. But anyways, with that, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this furnace. And of course, this is my furnace. It's fairly new. It's basically 3 years old. There's 4 types of furnaces. There's a type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4. My furnace is a type 1 gas-fed atmospheric damper, which means that basically the combustion air in my CAS, which is part of my basement here, is actually that air pressure, the positive air pressure, is going to force all the gases up through the flue and through the chimney. Now, with your flue, the flue has to have a rise of, let me grab the camera so I can demonstrate a little bit. The flue has to have a rise of 1/4 of an inch for every foot of rise. And as you can see, my flue, it's rising on that pitch of 1/4 of an inch. Same thing with my hot water tank. It rises 1/4 of an inch for every foot. So I have the perfect rise for this. Now what I'm going to do now, before I start the test, is actually shut the mechanical switch off of the boiler here. And then I'm going to turn the thermostat as high as it'll possibly go. And in my case here, the thermostat is right on against the wall. So I'm going to turn that all the way up to 90 degrees. And at this point, I would take my back rack, which I'm going to show it right here. And I've already preset it to save time. And I have it set on natural gas, and it's in a hold position. I'm going to start this boiler up and show you the how we do the efficiency. So I'm going to turn my switch on, and I'm going to wait for my boiler to start up. While I'm waiting for that, I'll show you a few things on the boiler itself. These here is what they call zone valves. Now this one here is set for the first floor, and this one here is set for the basement, because I do have heat in my basement and I have it on the first floor. My second floor, in the bedroom area, that's electric heat, unfortunately. And as you can see, all of my pipes are wrapped, and it goes right on up and so forth. So anytime my boiler wants to start up, it'll be good. As I said, anytime my boiler wants to start up, it can. All right, I think I'm going to end up having a call for a no heat. But to identify my boiler again, it's a Williamson forced hot water. atmospheric damper, and it's almost ready to start up. I can hear everything turning itself on. Okay, now my boiler is running. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to my camera assistant, and she can take pictures of me. Now with the Bacharach, I'm going to go into the menu section. First thing you'll find is fuel. What type of fuel is this? I'm going to click the enter button here, and there's an array of fuel: natural gas, number 2 oil, propane, and so forth. So I'm going to pick the natural gas. So now I'm all set to take the efficiency. So down here it'll say run. I'll click the run. Now it's running. Now normally you zero out this meter outside because you don't want any chances of any carbon monoxide or any other gases going into your meter. So you want to do it when it's fresh air. I did it here. This makes it simpler than running outside. So now I'll put the 1 in here and it's running. And if you notice, I'll click on this button here. Carbon monoxide levels 7, 8, 9. And what you want to do is you want to go with the stack temperature, and you're basically watching that, and you want that to be at a steady state. Now right now it's at let me get my glasses on so I can see it better. It's 217 degrees. Basically you want it to run. My efficiency is 85. So we're going to set this here. It will take a little bit of time to have this heat up to the full temperature of the stack. And once it starts to slow down a bit, you can print this. I have the printer set up, and of course it's a lot easier to explain this here when we're out on the field. But I will, there's the temperature starting to slow down a bit. And 289, 290, 300 degrees is typical for a gas furnace. So now I'm going to print this. Alright, this gives me the efficiency of the boiler, the carbon monoxide levels. Different things that you want to check. Now this thing is running. Normally we have a magnetic tape. We block up the hole. Do you really need to do it? Not really. I mean, there's a little bit of a hole here. It's not going to make much of a difference. But I do have some tape out in the truck. I'll block that off. I'll do it later on. So now we're all set for doing the efficiency in the boiler. Now I want to check, as we talk about the CAS, to make sure that all those bad gases that we talk about are going up the flue, that we have enough positive pressure in this house to make sure that all the gas goes up. A few ways of checking it: you could put a mirror right over in this general area and see if you get heat on the mirror, or a gas sniffer, or a little puffer that you guys will have in all your tools. I use the old-fashioned method, this thing here. Now I'm going to puff it. If you notice, it's drawing it right up the flue. It's not spilling out. If I didn't have enough combustion air for this furnace, or this boiler, instead of this smoke running up the flue, it would actually be spilling back out. That's what you don't want, because that's going to be carbon monoxide, and that can be very dangerous to people. So this is basically checking the furnace out. What we also do when we check the furnace, we want to write down what the furnace is. So we would write down a Williamson. I'd go inside, and I'll take the camera, and we'd actually take a picture. Oh, here it is, right here. Actually, it's on the side of my thing. We would actually take a picture showing the BTUs and so forth of the unit, and the model numbers and so forth. These are all different numbers you're going to have when you're dealing with the Hancock software. You're going to need this. And then you just do a basic inspection of the boiler. Make sure what type of shape it's in. Is it leaking? The pressure relief valve, is it 3 to 6 inches off the floor, which mine is, of course. It is on blocks, which by code now the furnaces have to be put on blocks. Then I'm going to sneak way down, take a quick peek at the flames if we can see them, and see if they're all nice blue flames or if there's any yellow. If there's any yellow, that's an indication of carbon monoxide, where the fuel itself is not being completely burnt. But in my case, my fuel is completely being burnt as the furnace is running. Again, I don't see anything wrong with this furnace, and of course I don't expect it, because it's, like I said, it's only 3 years old. But this is what you would do as far as doing efficiency on the boiler. Now, going back to the tape. Actually, I should have left it in. There's a few things we want to check on the tape. The first one, of course, is carbon monoxide levels. I'm at 24 parts per million, which is falls in the safe mode, so we don't have to worry about that. The efficiency is 83.7. Basically, a new boiler coming out of the box, this type, a type 1, would be 86% efficient, brand new out of the box. So I'm well above 70% on this. So this is running fine. I don't need to clean and tune or anything like this here. Then, of course, we want to look at the stack temperature. The stack temperature is 299 degrees, which falls in the category where it should be. So looking at this here, I would just put this in the file and this will be all set, ready to go. Right? So other than that, this is basically taking an efficiency test on a boiler. There's different types of heating systems. You have forced hot water like I have here. You have forced hot air. You have steam boilers where you have your radiators. And you'll learn a lot of the types of different boilers and heating systems once you go and take your BPI training. The next video that I will probably take is the thermal boundary. Everyone is a little confused on thermal boundary. So for example, just to give you a quick thing, thermal boundary, if you notice my wall here is insulated. This here is basically what they call high R material. Now on the other side of this wall is my heated area. Behind my boiler here is an actual bathroom. So where I am standing now normally would be the cold area. Behind these walls is where the heat is, and that's where we want to keep it. And we'll get more into that when I make another video. But for now, stay tuned to my channel. You'll see me on YouTube. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.